This game recap is brought to you by Manscaped's Foot Duster Foot Deodorant. Say goodbye to stinky foot funk with this essential deodorant spray. Head over to manscaped.com and use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. The Foot Duster Foot Deodorant by Manscaped. The best protection any place below the waist.
The Arizona Cardinals defeating and coming back to defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 29-23 in overtime on the back of some great plays, magical plays, I should say, from Kyler Murray, and the Raiders just falling short on a Hunter Renfrow fumble. It was a scoop and score Hunter Renfrow fumble from, I believe it was Byron Murphy who got the scoop. Isaiah Simmons got the forced fumble. It was the second fumble on that drive by Hunter Renfrow. First one obviously got recovered. Second one, not so fortunate. The Cardinals win this game 29-23. The Raiders blew a 20-point lead against the Cardinals, their largest blown lead in team history. Aaron, your takeaways from the Raiders in this game?
Offensive line's not good. That's a problem. They can't block themselves up to run the football to close that game out. Josh Jacobs, they gave him 19 carries, which is exactly what I expect, right? He's the workhorse there. He's only able to get 69 yards. That offensive line is not blocking very well. But my biggest concern is that Davante Adams, the connection there just wasn't there. 2 catches, 12 yards, can't happen against a secondary that just allowed Kansas City to give Mahomes 5 touchdowns. And this is what I was explaining before with Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I really do. But he's always the same. He doesn't have that next level. He's a good quarterback. He doesn't have the elite in him. And I don't care what weapons you give him. He has arguably 3 of the best weapons in the NFL. When you talk about slot receiver in Hunter Renfrow, tight end in Darren Waller, and best receiver in the game in Davante Adams. And it looks the exact same. It looks the exact same. 23 points, 250 yards, couple of touchdowns. Didn't play poorly, but didn't play excellent to where what you expect when you add a piece like Davante Adams. So the Raiders defense was impressive for most part of that game. I thought they played really, really well, but that offense kind of let them down when they were up big and they couldn't close it. And then I know you'll ask about the Cardinals, but this is what happens when you have a special player. The difference between a Derek Carr and a Kyler Murray was yesterday. Kyler Murray can do that, can win you a game. Kyler Murray can go and win you a football game by himself. And I'm not saying nobody helped, but Kyler Murray won that game yesterday based on everything he did. He had his mistakes, but when it mattered most, he did the things he needed to do, and that's the difference in quarterback play.
I agree, and we'll shift over to the Cardinals side. They played perfect football. I shouldn't say they didn't play perfect football, but when it mattered, Kyler Murray really stepped up, found his receivers, finding AJ Green, finding Hollywood Brown, finding his receivers to make plays. He was my player of the game. I'll just start right there because he deserved 31 of 49, 5 carries, 305 total yards, and 2 touchdowns. I feel like the stats don't even do it justice because of how good Kyler Murray looked yesterday and how impactful he was in this game. 82 total yards ran on just that 1 2-point conversion for Kyler Murray. 82 yards of scrambling. 82 yards total of just scrambling in one play. Like that's not even a statistic. Like you can't even like that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. On the stat sheet, it just shows up as like a 2-yard rush for the 2-point conversion. But he ran a total of 82 yards.
Technically 7.
Okay, so 7. But he ran a total of 82 yards on the scramble alone. Like that's how much Kyler Murray was doing whatever it takes to like survive in this game and to keep and get the Cardinals the win. I don't know if it was because the beta for the new Modern Warfare came out this week or what, but Kyler Murray was firing on all cylinders and said, maybe, hey, I know the new games came out this weekend, but I want to show everybody that I'm that dude. I'm a dog, and it doesn't matter about games. I am all.
You must have watched some extra film.
Maybe that's what it was. What are your takeaways from the Cardinals side, though?
I still have my concerns. Cardinals are not very good. I'll be honest. Kyler Murray is special. I still worry about the defense. The defense didn't play well early. They did pick up late, but I thought a lot of that could have been attributed to the Raiders' offense kind of getting stagnant. I don't know what to make of the Cardinals, man. I think both of these teams are right now kind of in this middle of the road type, like I don't know. I think the Cardinals are just going to be like an 8-9 football team. Like I think that's what they are. They're like going to win some games like this, and then they're going to lose some games like last week. And I don't really know what to say. And I don't normally want to bring up Bailey's comments because he's always to the extreme. And I don't know about sucks or I'll keep saying it or whatever. But Cliff Kingsbury has got to figure some things out because the 2-point conversion that Kyler did that miraculous play on, they got a penalty for a delay of game. I'm sorry, you can't. That's to tie the game. You can't do that.
I don't know. I was actually going to ask you about that because I know that like the delay of game penalty happened, and I know it just sounds absolutely absurd to think that it was on purpose, but
it was not on purpose.
They were not. But hear me out though. Did you watch the 2-point? Did you watch that play?
Yeah, I did.
Like
I watched that entire.
Yeah, so
game.
It just looked to me that like it was almost planned. Like there was no emotion whatsoever from Cliff Kingsbury and the coaching staff, or Kyler or anybody when they got the delay game. There was no sense of urgency. There was no nothing on that play.
That's the problem.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
you're not planning. There is no coach in NFL history that is going to plan to take a delay a game on a 2-point conversion where they now need 7 yards instead of 2 because it eliminates your playbook. From 2 yards, you can run the football. From 7 yards, you can't.
So it doesn't mean like they.
No, there's an old saying in the NFL, like the closer you get to the end zone, the harder it is to score. Because the defenses use the back line, the boundary line as an extra defender and all this stuff. But when you're talking about a 2-point conversion play, every organization, every coach at every level of football coaches 2-point conversions, in my experience, the same way. You take your best play that can get you 2 to 3 yards, and you have a couple of variations off of that, and that is going to be your 2-point conversion play. This is the play we know we can do with. And in the NFL, you get a couple of variations off it because you have a run off of it, you have a pass off of it, and maybe some trick, to get into the end zone. From 2 yards, you're not practicing that from 7 yards. So from 7 yards, you eliminate the running game because you can't even run a draw there. You can't run play action there. You can't do anything because no linebacker is going to bite on the run because they can sit, they can watch you hand it off, and then they can go attack, and they're still going to have enough time to get downhill to stop that run. So you put yourself in a pass-only situation in that circumstance, which eliminates half the defense or half of what the defense has to worry about. No coach that I've ever met, that I've ever had a conversation with, that I would take a delay of game penalty on purpose to go 7 yards back from the 7 instead of from the 2. None. If there's one out there, please be in the comments and let me know what the mindset is. I would love to be educated because it makes no sense to me.
I guess, that you make some fair points that I just don't, it just looks so weird that there was no sense of urgency whatsoever that came from them on that.
Well, I will say this. If you didn't get the play call in time, if you didn't get the play into the quarterback in time, maybe you weren't sure which play you wanted to run, whatever, even though, again, 2-point conversion, you should know. The one thing you don't want to do in that circumstance is rush. Get to the ball, snap, be in a rush to snap the ball, and then something go wrong. Because we all see what happens when quarterbacks are in a rush. There's false start penalties. There's bad snaps. You don't want to be in a rush. You want to make sure you have the play you want and you get enough time to look at the defense. That could have played into it where Kyler got to the point where we're not getting this play off. Let's just take it and get the play we want to get. But that throw, that play was not easy. 2-point conversions are supposed to be somebody's wide open. We got that play design that they had for that 7-yard pass. That was not an easy play. I would argue that 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL do not make that throw and complete that pass, and they lose the game. So to me, saying that it was planned, I can't.
So weird. It's so weird.
Go there. Damn it.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with it.
I said unless I hear Kingsbury say it was a plan, and then I would want to know what the reason why is. Because if he can't tell me why, then I think he's full of shit.
That's fair. That's fair.